Καλησπέρα στην ομάδα. Τι κάνουμε? Χρόνια πολλά σε όλους. Ελπίζω να είστε καλά. Με αυτά τα ακουστικά δεν ακούω τίποτα, Νομίζω ότι έχω βάλει φωτοασπίδες. Τι κάνουμε? Ακούγομαι. Γύρω στα bikes τι γίνεται? Yes, Maria. Ήχος κομπλέ. Παίξτε κανένα σπάμ γιατί δεν βλέπω να γίνει το γλίτσα. Να ενημερώσουμε πως κάθε φορά ότι η μουσική επιμέλεια είναι το φίλο μας το Μάριο Ναρβανίτη, News Κομπάς. Όποιος θέλει μπαίνει σελίδα SoundCloud για να ακούσει τα τραγουδάκια του. Πού είναι ο Άλεξ Μαρία, παίζει LOL? Για να μπω να δω λίγο. Για να δω ποιος είναι online τώρα στο LOL και δεν βλέπει το live. Για να δω ποιος κάνει skip. Τον έπιασα. Το γυαλόψολος είναι σε game μόνος του. Έχει μία ψήρα, πες του Μαρία. Γεια σου αδερφούλα. Έχω αλλάξει ακουστικά σήμερα, δεν ξέρω πώς ακούτε τη μουσική για αυτά. Γεια σου Γεωργίτσα. Και αδερφή σου. Γεια σου Νικό. Ναι. Πού είσαι πάνω? Χρόνια πολλά, ό,τι επιθυμείς. Καλησπέρα σε όσους μπήκανε τώρα. Χρόνια πολλά. Υγεία να έχετε. Λοιπόν, σήμερα θα παίξουμε ένα παλιό παιχνίδι, αλλά το έχει δωρεάν αυτήν την εβδομάδα στο Epic Games. Όποιος θέλει μπορεί να το κατεβάσει. Καλησπέρα φίλε Παύλο. Παιχνίδι μυστηρίου. Από ό,τι έχω δει, δεν έχω παίξει. Δεν σε λέω ψέματα. Ο φίλος μου ο Παύλος με κράζει και μου λέει να τα παίζω πρώτα πριν κάνω το live, αλλά δεν έχει νόημα. Και επειδή δεν κάναμε την Παρασκευή, είπαμε να κάνουμε σήμερα. Είχα μπει και στον Άγγελο πως ερχόταν, αλλά μάλλον τώρα με την απαγόρευση λίγο δύσκολα τα πράγματα. Αν εμφανιστεί, ίσως τον βάλω Skype. Τώρα τι παίζει αλβανικό dubstep? Τα νέα σας. Δεν πιστεύω να θέλετε να ξεκινήσω. Κάντε λίγο υπομονή. Να μπουν έστω 10 άτομα. Κάντε κανένα share στο Facebook, άμα γουστάρετε. Τι παίζει με το playlist σήμερα? Ρε το γυαλόψολο που είναι σε game. Να κλείσουμε το LOL. Λοιπόν, να μπούμε σιγά σιγά. Ας μπούμε σιγά σιγά. Στο παιχνίδι. Θέλω να σιγουρέψω καράφλα, όντως. Στείλε μήνυμα αύριο 6. Άκου να δεις τι θα κάνεις. Στέλνεις μήνυμα 6. Και καλά άσκηση. Και θα πεις ρε παιδιά, εγώ τρέχω 20 χιλιόμετρα. Θα σκάζει γαλάτσι. Και θα σιγουρέψω κάτω στο πάρκινγκ. Άμα γουστάρεις. Ένα ταλιράκι. Η Γιώτα λέει ένα ταλιράκι, έπαρτη σου. Τυφλώθηκα. Για να δούμε τι θα δούμε. Λοιπόν, το παιχνίδι από ό,τι είδα είναι του 14-15. Δεν μας πειράζει αυτό βέβαια. Ρώσικα βλέπω. Στη μνήμη λέει των Ουκρανών. Ας. Αν είναι πολύ δυνατά μου λέτε έτσι. Έχεις χαιρετήματα τον Παύλο. Η μοίρα του Μαύρου Πέτρου. Για σένα λέει, Παύλο. Για να δούμε τι θα δούμε σήμερα. Από ήχο είπαμε είμαστε κομπλέ, έτσι. Ωπα ρε. Φάση. Μαλάκα παίζει μουσική από στην όμως Άγγι. Αμάτο. Έλα, τι κάνει τώρα. Παντόφλαδες.
Stop, Holmes!
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Τον έχουνε κάνει έτσι το Dr. Watson. Ο Jude Law ήταν πιο ωραίος.
I'm trying to concentrate. Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
A sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr.
Να στη Βασίλισσα Ελισάβετ.
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
You're out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Ψάχνουνε το Μαύρο Πέτρο. Παύλος ψάχνουνε.
1845 and 50 years old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
Has the investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is so mysterious that I would prefer you...
Οπότε κατάλαβα ο Black Peter πέθανε.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there.
Μαλλί έχει βάλει μπριγιαντίνη αυτός.
The merry men struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here.
Να δώσω
I
ήχο.
also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
I shall go alone then.
Για δες τώρα καλύτερα. Άλλαξε ακουστικά τώρα μάλλον και γι' αυτό γίνεται αυτό. Press tab λέει. Τι είναι αυτό. Investigate the murder of Peter Carey. Α, άλλος είναι αυτός. Στοιχεία. Το προφίλ του θύματος. Μάλιστα.
Oh, what a mess! What a terrible mess!
Εντάξει είναι τώρα ο ήχος του παιχνιδιού. Πώς είναι η πόρτα ρε. Τι φάση. Με κάποιο πλήκτρο ίσως ανοίγει πόρτα. Όχι. Ούτε με ε, ούτε με F, ούτε με κλικ.
I cannot leave yet.
Α,
I'm not finished here.
τι έχουμε να κάνουμε εδώ πέρα.
You go along to Peter Carey's house. Mrs. Hudson and I will take care of the mess you've made here.
Εντάξει, αγόρνα μου, ό,τι πεις. Οπ, ωραία, πούς, τι είναι αυτή. Την αρκούδα. Δεν έπρεπε να τα δω αυτό. Λοιπόν, μάγκες μου, πού πάμε τώρα. Ούτε κάνω, αλλά σιγά με κάτσω να φτιάξω εγώ τώρα τη μαλακία αυτή. Λοιπόν. Ό,τι βλέπω δεν έχει κάτι εδώ. Θα το ντύσω. Black suit. Brown suit. Το μαύρο θα βάλω. Εντάξει. Παίξω καπέλο. Δες λίγο μαλλί ρε μαλάκα, για το Θεό. Λοιπόν, θα παίξω αυτό. Γυαλί, ασφαλίτικο. Τι μου θα κάνω να παίξω. Σαραβίνος είναι έτσι. Λοιπόν, θα παίξω μουστάκι κακούτι. Λοιπόν, θα παίξω αυτό. Λοιπόν,
This is where I keep my post. This is where I keep my post.
εντάξει, καταλάβαμε. Μπορώ να φύγω τώρα. Κοίτα εδώ. Ναι. Έχει δει την υπόθεση 30 φορές. Πού είναι το μουσι ρε.
I'm over here. Come on.
Δεν το πήρε το μουσι και το γυαλί. Μαλάκα δεν το πήρε. Καμώτο. Τρέχει κιόλας. Τι είναι αυτό. Συγκέντρωσε λέει την προσοχή σου για να βρεις λεπτομέρειες που οι άλλοι δεν μπορούν να δουν. Όπως
Mr. Holmes? It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Τι παίζει με τον κήπο?
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Κάτι μου λέει ότι το game θα είναι πολύ αργό.
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Τι φάση? Ψάχνω κάτι συνήθως το πάνω δεις.
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. But I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open. But I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... Oh dear.
Oh dear. Ρώτησε την τώρα αν υπάρχει κυπουρός.
Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Θα τις κάνει όλες τις ερωτήσεις από ό,τι κατάλαβα.
Drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh no, I don't think so.
Α, αυτή είναι η γυναίκα του. Μου πέθανε.
He lived quite an isolated life here after his retirement.
Δεν ξαναδώ λίγο. Να την ξαναδώ λίγο. Το βλέμμα της Αγελάδας έχει. Προσπαθώ να βρω κάτι συνηθιστό. Γιατί δεν μιλάς? Όπα. Bird house λέει εδώ. Γάτια. Γιατί δεν μιλάς? Οπ. Καμέο. Οπ. Ροζάριο. Οπ. Το έχεις παίξει, ρε μαλάκα.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes. Life with Peter was never easy.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh my goodness, but how do you know about that?
Όλα τα ξέρω, μην ρωτάς πολλά.
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand.
Τι λες
The
τώρα?
shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is from Plymouth. I believe that you
Τι
met
λέει ο
Peter Carey
μάγκας?
as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Πήγε να παίξει πουστιά σε μένα, όλα το καταλαβαίνω.
Thank you, madam.
Λοιπόν, έχουμε τα στοιχεία αυτινής. Αυτό είναι ο τύπος. Αυτός ποιος είναι? Το προφίλ του θύματος. Ραβίνος είναι και αυτός. Εδώ τι λέει? Ωραία. Λοιπόν, να δούμε λίγο τι κάνει αυτή εκεί πέρα στον κήπο.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Έλα μωρέ, πάτα από πάνω. Κοίτα εδώ. Ακούει εδώ μύγες, κουνούπια. Οπ. Πατημασιές βλέπω εδώ.
These footprints appear to be quite large.
Τι άλλο. Α, Evidence Acquired, το πήραμε αυτό. Τι άλλο. Πού πάνε οι πατημάσιες αυτές. Πάνε κάπου.
The door is locked.
Άνοιξε την πόρτα,
Just a
ρε.
moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Άστα πούστηκα.
Ah, good thinking.
Hello, hello, hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see.
Ποιος πήγε να κάνει πουστιά. Ρατζουνιές βλέπω εδώ. Οπ.
These scratches are fresh.
Οι ρατζουνιές είναι φρέσκες, λέει.
You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Now, a mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Άρα το έχει κάνει η γυναίκα. Άνοιξε, ρε. Ω!
What a terrible way to die.
Ποιος τον κάρφωσε εδώ. Όπου τα γραφικά είναι λεϊνά, Λοιπόν, τι έχουμε εδώ. Ράφι. Τι έχει το ράφι.
This place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf.
Πού το είδε μωρέ Βαριόλης.
Taken from here, it was larger than a book, a box or a small chest, perhaps.
Το τσιμπήσανε.
The tooth of a sperm whale, probably from one of Peter Carey's catches.
Το δόντι λέει μια σπερματοφάλαινα. Σπερματοφάλαινας.
The ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
Λοιπόν, παπούτσια.
Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8.
Το 8 τι είναι αμερικανικό.
Old navigation instruments, nothing interesting.
Navigation tools.
Harpoons for hunting whales.
Κυνηγός φαλενών είναι αυτός.
Harpoons for hunting whales.
Harpoons. Κάτι άλλο έχει εδώ περίεργο. Πάνω, τίποτα εδώ το ρολόι που λαμπυρίζει, αυτό τι είναι. Όχι, δεν είναι ρολόι. Λοιπόν, αυτό που με το είδαμε. Άλλο. Τίποτα. Τίποτα, ναι.
Have you finished inspecting the crime scene? Have you finished inspecting the crime scene?
Τι ρε, πώς τι λογαριασμό να σας δώσω. Λοιπόν, τι κάνουμε τώρα εδώ. Βρούμε τις μπότες. Τι άλλο. Τα βιβλία, πατμασιές. Α, να ταιριάξουμε τις μπότες με τις πατμασιές.
These boots don't match the footprints.
Ρε, μην μου κάνεις spoil.
These footprints appear to be quite large.
Καρφώνουν τα γραφικά, μαλάκα.
Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon. Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer.
Τα λέγανε και τον ευρίασε.
This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong.
Άνοιξε ρε. Έχει κάτι.
JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook. JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook. This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body. This wooden handle is plain and solid. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed.
Το κατάλαβες, Αυγούστη. Το είμαστε εντάξει, Μαχαίρι. Το notebook που είναι, το πήρε. Ναι, το πάρει.
JHN are probably the...
Γιατί καρφούν τα γραφικά της. Άσε. Δεν έχει κάτι άλλο. Το βλέπω.
The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey.
Άρα το κράταγε στο χέρι του.
These abbreviations mean something, but what?
Το τσίμπησε. Δεν είναι φακός ρε. Λοιπόν, έχουμε κάτι άλλο να δούμε εδώ, το bill, τι λέει. Find the pair of related clues in the uniform, a deduction. Notebook, no gardener, breaking out tenants. Τι λέει ρε μαλάκα.
Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
Οργάνωσε λέει την έφοδο. Αυτή δεν έκανε δουλειά. Πώς την διοργανώνω, ρε μάγκες. Γεια σε George. Κάνω το Sherlock, ναι. Λοιπόν, τι έχουμε εδώ. Δύσκολα τα πράγματα.
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I think that we are lucky.
And why is that?
Because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oof, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Θα ξανάρθει,
So what do
λέει.
you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead.
Θα αράξουν όλη τη νύχτα απ' έξω. Τίποτα άλλο δεν έχει εδώ να κάνουμε μέσα στην γη. Α, κάνε μου πως κάνει το κοράκι, κρά. Πολύ ησυχία σήμερα, μάγκες, τι γίνεται. Πώς μιλάει εδώ. Τράβηξε την έκλωτσιά.
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
Δεν μπαίνει εδώ. Γιατί γυρνάει το κεφάλι στην αριστοργιστή αυτή. Εδώ κλειστό. Εδώ. Τίποτα. Τι γίνεται εδώ. Ωραία, τι κάνουμε τώρα. Κρά! Εδώ λέει κάτι να φτιάξω. Make an ambush, λέει. Τι θα κάνω ambush. Πώς τα ενώνω τώρα αυτά. Τι λέει ρε παιδί μου. Να ψάξω πιο καλά τα πάντα στο δωμάτιο. Κι άλλο. Όσο πιο καλά ρε φίλε. Πρέπει να συλλέξω κι άλλα. Τι άλλα είναι. Οπα.
The tooth of a sperm whale. The ship's logs of the sea. Old navigation in.
Από αυτά εδώ δεν θέλει κάτι.
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded. The weapon fully.
Oh.
Someone drank from this glass recently. The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work.
Τι λέει, θα θρέψουμε ζυγαράκι. Θα στρέψουμε ζυγαράκι.
This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
Yes. Πρέπει να σχεδιάσω κάτι εγώ τώρα. Δεν πάει πουθενά άλλο ρε μαλάκα. Δεξιά, αριστερά πάει. Α, πρέπει να κάνω ακριβώς. Ένωσε πρώτα τα κάτω να κάνει το καράβι. Μου βγάζει κάτι άλλο. Καράβι το φεγγάρι, το σώμα κύλησε. Πώς πρέπει να το γυρίσω δηλαδή? Ωραία, πες ότι βλέπω το καράβι εδώ. Το μόνο που μπορώ να γυρίσω είναι το φύλλο καπνού και η πίπα. Το φτιάξα. Ανά το ρε. Ερημόνε. Το φτιάξα. Έλα, το φτιάξα. Γάμο το. Δεν πάει ακριβώς. Κοίτα εδώ. Ω, το έφτιαξα. Μα λέγα δύσκολο αυτό.
Rum, a sailor's drink. It seemed that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met his death.
Δεν είναι κάτι άλλο.
Someone drank from...
Κόβαλα ρε, σατανά. Και τώρα έχω στοιχεία. Pinned to the wall. Τι φας τώρα? Πάρτε μου ρε παιδιά ένα παζλ. Είμαι καλός. Draw a clear picture of the crime by forming. Και πώς θα το κάνω ρε αυτό? Γαμωτό. No gardener. Breaking attempts. Δεν έχω καταλάβει τι γίνεται. Πρέπει να φτιάξω κάτι. Δεν έχω καταλάβει. Ωχ. Τι διάλογο τώρα γίνεται. Δεν έχω καταλάβει, παιδιά. Με συγχωρείτε. Οπ.
Hammerfest. Dundee. It's a whaling map.
Δεν έχει να δω κάτι άλλο, τα έχω δει όλα. Νομίζω. Το είδαμε. Εδώ, τώρα. Όχι. Τώρα τι γίνεται, πρέπει να φτιάξω κάτι με αυτά εδώ πέρα. Για βοηθήστε, πρέπει να φτιάξω λέει την ενέδρα. Πώς θα φτιάξω την ενέδρα μου, κερατό μου. Ρε κακό που με έχει βρει. Ρε βοηθήστε ρε. Δεν έχω καταλάβει τι γίνεται παιδιά. Είμαι τόσο χαζός.
We need to find a good place for an ambush. Perhaps behind Carey's cabin, near the window.
Ωραία. Παράθυρο από εδώ. Κάτι κακό έχει γίνει τώρα αυτικά.
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
Άντε μία ώρα ψάξω με τον ηλίθιο. Νύχτωσε παιδιά. Βραδιάζει πάλι σήμερα, βραδιάζει. Και έρχεται η ώρα. Τι γίνεται?
Did you hear that?
Μαλάκα με μπορείς να τα αυτιά μου αυτά ακουστικά. Κάποιος κάνει lockpick παιδιά, κάποιος κάνει lockpick.
There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
Περίμενε ρε.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it
Ω,
right there.
τον άρπαξε. Πού είναι? Βοήθεια. Με χτυπήσετε.
All right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Έλα ρε μάγκα. Τι λες?
And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here, waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't.
Ας
You
μαλακίες.
came here yesterday.
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't.
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard.
Γαμίσανε.
Tomorrow,
Τον
see
δέσανε.
that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't. I'm not. It's a terrible mistake.
Τον δέσανε παιδιά.
Enough. You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector, but please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow
Δεν
morning.
έχει κάνει τίποτα πιτσιρικάς παιδιά. Άλλος έχει κάνει δουλειά. Scotland Yard. Scotland Yard. Whoop. Examine Nelligan's belongings.
Good morning, Mr. Holmes. Can I help you?
Good morning, Constable. I would like to speak to the fellow who was arrested at Woodman's Lee last night.
Ah, the young man. He's waiting in the interrogation room. You can go straight through. His belongings are held in the evidence room.
Thank you.
Μαλάκα, τι μύτη είναι αυτή που έχει. Πού είναι το δωματιάκι? Κάνε στην άκρη.
Mr. Holmes?
Πού είναι εδώ, δεν μπαίνει. Εδώ, evidence room. Για να δούμε.
These are the suspect's belongings.
Τι παίζει με τα γραφικά, είναι καρφωμένο το παιχνίδι.
Book that we found on Peter. These abbreviations mean something, but what?
Αυτιλιδάκι, Φρόντο, Νάτο. Dr. What? Dawson to my friend and partner.
And partner, 1883.
Περίμενε.
From R. Dawson. To my friend, Dawson. I've seen this name before. Perhaps my archive holds the answer. A handkerchief.
Handkerchief. Σεμεδάκι, γιαγιάς.
A pocket knife. It was used to force the door.
Ρε μαλάκες, τι παίζει με τα γραφικά. Α, ωραία. Πολλές ρυθμίσεις για τα γραφικά.
These are the suspects. A pocket knife. It was used to force the door of Peter Carey's cabin.
Κάτι άλλο.
These abbreviations mean...
Όχι. Αυτό ήτανε. Search archives λέει. Dr. Dawson. Evidence. Documents. Εδώ. Όχι. 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 τίποτα. Ρε, πού είναι ρε? Documents, δεν έχω documents. Άμπως εννοεί τα αρχεία εδώ. Όχι. Τα δικά μου αρχεία είναι ο μαλάκας. Μα καταλάβω. Search Archives. Inspector Lestrade. Interrogation room.
The police seized this valuable ring from you. Whose is it?
I didn't steal it from anyone.
Πες την αλήθεια, θα έχεις πρόβλημα.
To me.
Οπα. Έχασα.
The police seized this.
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
Έλα μόνο. Τόσο καλός έπρεπε να είμαι και να το μαντέψουμε τη μία.
I didn't steal it from anyone. It has always belonged to me.
Ρε με ματιάσατε.
The ring's date of engraving is many years ago. You would have been a child then, hardly in any position to receive such an item from a partner. Does this notebook belong to you?
Yes. But where did you find it? I did not know. I thought I'd lost it at the hotel.
What do these abbreviations mean?
Oh no. I beg you, I can't. If I told you, it would only make things worse.
But I will find out eventually, Mr. Nelligan.
The
sea knife was found near Carey's body. Tell me, Mr. Nelligan, did Mr. Carey try to defend himself or to attack you with it?
I don't know. I didn't kill anyone.
That's malakis. Μουστάκι εδώ πέρα, σαν του Παύλου. Ραγιάσκα. Μπάλωμα. Τσιτσίλα. Μπουτόν. Οπ. Κλεμμένο σακάκι. Κάλου στα χέρια. Τον έχει ταράξει τη μαλακία.
So, Mr. Nelligan, who is the true owner?
Πες την αλήθεια, θα έχεις πρόβλημα.
The ring is mine.
Συνεχίζεις.
No, Mr. Nelligan. I believe that the ring had belonged to your father.
Και του το τσίμπησε.
How do you know?
Ας μαλακίες.
Is made of an expensive fabric that only a man of exceptional wealth could afford. You do not seem to me to be a rich man.
Το τσίμπησε. Του το τσίμπησε.
it is quite clear that it belonged to someone else, most probably your father. With your father gone and taking with him the family's wealth, as a little boy you had to find yourself a manual job, and it was most probably cleaning fish. You cut your hands often while working. I can tell from the scars.
I'm speechless, Mr. Holmes. It all happened exactly as you said.
Μαλάκα, τι νόμιζες ότι είναι ο Holmes, κανένας κασινός?
Well, I will see you soon, young man.
Please let me go. I'm innocent.
Θα φύγεις να σου πω εγώ, παναγισμένο. Και κάτσε να στρίβω τσιγάρο. Παναγισμένο. Κάτσε τώρα λίγο γιατί στρίβω τσιγάρο. Θα περιμένεις. Όταν σου πω εγώ θα φύγεις. Δεν έχουμε τελειώσει ακόμα την ανάκριση μαζί σου. Μόνο πάνω. Πολύ ησυχία έχεις μέσα στο chat να αγχωθώ. Λοιπόν, για να δούμε τι θα δούμε. Κάτι βρήκαμε. Άρα αυτός ήθελε να μπει μέσα για να πάρει το notebook. Κι άλλο στοιχείο βρήκα. Πρέπει να βρούμε πώς γίνεται ένας λέει χωρίς skills, χωρίς ικανότητες, χωρίς προπόνηση, στην ουσία να χρησιμοποιήσει λέει το καμάκι αυτό για να σκοτώσει λέει το ραβίνο.
I need to stage a reconstruction. I'm sure that Watson would be happy to oblige.
Prepare for harpoon, τι λέει. Ωραία, έχουμε και τα τσιρικά. Κάτσε μέσα και μην μιλείς πολλά. Lock. Πού είναι άλλος? Αλλά τι άλλο έχει? Ταιριάζουν αυτά.
A map of London and the surrounding area. It could be useful. The spot of whaling, Watson. Would you care to take part?
Are you serious? A reenactment, then? Is something bothering you?
The sailor's knife, Watson. Why was it on the floor?
Peter Carey attempted to defend himself?
It is possible. But if that is the case, then it alters many things.
I don't quite follow you.
Tell me, my friend, what is the animal closest to man, morphologically?
Πίθηκος.
I see what you're getting at, Holmes. You asked me that once before. On the Ripper case, I believe. Do you want to slit some more pigs' throats?
No.
Thank goodness for that.
I wish to impale one with a harpoon.
Ωπα ρε.
Wonderful.
Watson, let us pay a visit to our butcher friend in Whitechapel. We require the carcass of a well-fed pig.
Θέλει να παίξει μπαλίτσα με το γουρούνι.
One of the harpoons on the wall of Black Peter's cabin should do quite nicely.
Θέλει να παίξει μπαλίτσα με το γουρούνι. Από τα αυτιά μου έχουν πονέσει με αυτή τη μαλακία.
I need to take a harpoon with me.
Αλλού, χαραπούν. Χαραπούν. Πού έχει χαραπούν τώρα αυτός? Έχει μέσα στο σπίτι.
This is where I keep my post.
Οπ. Πλάκα μου κάνει τώρα. Γιατί να γράψω ότι με πονάνε τα αυτιά μου? Ωπ, το βρήκα.
Here it is. Now I begin to understand that young man's story, but I am still unclear as to what connects him with the murder. It is time to ask him.
The three round. Λοιπόν, φεύγουμε.
I need to take a harpoon with me.
Πού στο διάλογο έχει χαραπούν? Α, πρέπει να πάω στη Μαλακία. Ρα, ρα.
That should do it. Now I am ready for the
Και τώρα τι θα κάνουμε, μαλάκα?
Well, here we are in the preparation room. I can't say that I like the smell of it much. What do you intend to do?
Ό,τι γουστάρω θα κάνω.
Indulge myself in a little experiment. The challenge of lancing a pig's carcass with a heavy harpoon.
A little experiment?
Κάνε στην άκρη.
Stand aside, Watson. This might be dangerous. I am not well practiced in this exercise. Yet.
Holmes, you should aim for the mark in order to perform the most reliable test.
Οπ.
The harpoon has struck the body, but with insufficient strength to pierce it straight through.
Άρα, τον έσπρωξε. Έλα μωρέ.
Holmes, you should try to aim better and throw as hard as you can.
Πόσο πιο hard. Οπ. Του γάμισα.
This is the best possible result that I could get. Do you see, Watson? Throwing a harpoon and pinning a man to a wall requires either exceptional strength and training or diabolical luck.
If it was luck, then it was a chance in 1,000 that night.
Well, yes. Let us leave now.
All right. But before we go, I suppose I'll have to pay for all these carcasses you've happily mangled.
Σιγά μην πληρώσω ρε μαλάκα.
Very well, but please hurry.
Of course.
Έχουμε στοιχείο. Strength requirement. Pin to the wall. Pop. Lucky throw. Lucky throw ρε μαλάκα, το βρήκα. Ωραία, τώρα πάμε. Πάμε να μιλήσουμε στον πιτσιρικά.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Ακόμα δεν μπορεί να βρούμε πιτσιρικά ρε μαλάκα.
I have heard the story of Dawson and Nelligan. The West
Σε πιάσα μου στα καλή.
Yes, Joshua Nelligan was my father.
I am aware that it had a bad ending. When the bank failed, it ruined half the families of Cornwall, whereupon Joshua Nelligan disappeared.
My father was under extraordinary pressure. Dawson had retired. I was only 10 years of age at the time, but it was still old enough to feel the shame that befell our family. My father was convinced that he could pay off all his debts if the creditors gave him time. He set sail for Hammerfest in Norway. He left my mother a list of the securities he was taking. No word was ever heard from him again. We believe that his vessel...
Thank you for the story, Mr. Nelligan. At last, we are making some progress.
Μπράβο, φιλαράκι μου.
Interesting. Joshua Nelligan and Peter Carey were both at sea in Norway. There is definitely some connection between Peter Carey and Joshua Nelligan's disappearance.
Λοιπόν, examine ship logs. Τι να κάνω τώρα εδώ. Πρέπει να ξαναπάω. Να ξαναπάω εκεί. Έντεκα 42. Πάλι καλά έχει teleport. Όσο!
1883. That's the one I need. This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn. This is the crew list of... This is the crew list of the Sea Unicorn.
Examine text.
Log notes for June. Nothing unusual. Log notes for July. Nothing special. Log notes for August. These pages have been torn away. Canadian Pacific Railway, CPR, a torn piece from a bond certificate. I have seen this abbreviation somewhere very recently. There are 3 ways of discovering what happened in August of 1883 aboard the Sea Unicorn. The first 2 of these will require speaking with a dead man. The last would be to locate vital witnesses, the sailors involved in this whale hunt campaign.
Ωραία, το κάνω αυτό τώρα. Πού πήγε το πτώμα, ρε? Τι γίνεται? Δεν έχουμε κάτι εδώ. Τι κάνουμε τώρα? Find the use. Πρέπει να το πάμε αυτό. Πού να το πάμε? Έχω τίποτα εδώ σπίτι. Έχω κανένα έγγραφο.
Something new, Watson. I have the list of sailors who were aboard the Sea Unicorn. We shall soon learn what happened to Nelligan's father. I have only to find them. Let us hope they're still working at the harbour.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard...
I doubt it, Watson. And really, I would prefer that all of this remains quiet for now. But I have another solution. I'll call in the secret police division of Baker Street.
Ah, you mean young Wiggins and his gang?
Yes. Believe me, you'll receive more useful assistance from these little urchins than from a dozen yard detectives. Those children are everywhere. They see and hear everything, and they are cunning. All they lack is organization. I'll summon them.
How will you do that?
There is always a watch beneath our window. I have only to call him.
Ποιο θα καλέσουμε? Το σκυλί αυτό εδώ ήταν μόνο. Πού πρέπει να πάω τώρα? Τι φάση με λιχότρια αυτή?
Brave Toby, the best nose in the British Empire. Watson, I need Wiggins. Is he anywhere nearby?
He's right across the street. You can give him a sign from the window.
Wiggins.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
Λα πάνω ρε, μαλακιστήρι. Ο Θανασάκης είναι ρε μαλάκα. Μαλάκα, ο Λιλικούκου είναι, δεν το πιστεύω. Ο Λιλικούκου μικρός είναι ρε μαλάκης.
Fascinating. Here is the list of sailors.
Sailors? Easy. Just got to look where the rum and the red lights are.
Ωπα ρε.
Sorry to trouble you, Mr. Holmes, but the inspector asks that you come to the station as soon as possible.
Γιατί έγινε?
Thank you. I'll be there shortly.
Πάνε κρού, γίνεται. Πρέπει να πάμε στο Scotland Yard. Τι έχουμε εδώ?
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to see you.
As always.
Μα λέγω ότι όμως είναι χάλια.
We have a new suspect, Liam Hurtley. I'm thinking that this case will be resolved very quickly now.
Interesting. Pray tell.
Well, the constable that I left at Woodman's Lee noticed a suspicious individual prowling around during the night.
Οπα.
Do you have him here?
Yes. He refuses to speak with us, but we'll make him talk.
Έτσι πράγμα.
Let's hope so.
Ah, yes, and one more thing. The constable told me that at the time of his arrest, the fellow was writing a letter.
Do you have it?
Of course. It's in the evidence room, at your disposal. Admit that for once, Mr. Holmes, Scotland Yard is a step ahead of you, eh?
Breathtaking.
Πάμε στον επιθεωρητή. Όχι εδώ, εδώ. Τι θέλεις ρε? Τι? Α, αυτός ήτανε. Τον είδαμε αυτό. Το αρχείο πρέπει να βγάλουμε.
These are the suspect's belongings. Liam Hurtley's old boots. They're a size 9.5.
Δεν είναι οι μπότες αυτού.
The stains are fresh, and they can be removed with the proper chemicals.
Ναι, ρε.
Again, nothing unusual about it.
Ωραία, και τώρα πρέπει να πάω τις μπότες. Liam Hurtley, πού είναι αυτός? Πού είναι ρε?
Please escort this suspect for interrogation. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I would like to ask you a few questions.
I've already told the police that I've nothing to say. And you're not even part of the police.
Precisely. And considering your situation, it might be wise to speak with someone who is, shall we say, rather more neutral. You are a suspect in a murder case.
I know. Inspector Lestrade told me. It's ridiculous.
Could you at least tell me who you are, and exactly what happened that you should be brought here?
My name is Liam Hurtley. That I can tell you. But you're not getting any more than that.
Well, we shall see.
Για να δούμε. Plant remains. Αυτός έφτιαξε. Αυτός έφτιαξε τον κήπο. Λάσπη στα νύχια. Του γάμισε. Του γάμισε, παιδιά.
That's all for now.
Λοιπόν, πρέπει να πάω να βάλω τις μπότες στο κόλπο εκεί. Στο κόλπο. Παρακύριο στο λαιμό έχει.
These boots match the footprints exactly.
Τι μπάτς, φίλε, σε πιάσαμε. Τι πάτησες. Άρα λέει ψέματα κολόγρια. Τώρα θα σου πω πού είναι. Τώρα θα σου πω παλιόγρια. Που τον έβαλες να το σκοτώσει.
Does the name Liam Hurtley mean anything to you?
No, I don't know anyone by that name.
Τι λέει εγώ λέγα.
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
Is this your husband's tobacco pouch?
I'm not sure. It might be, but he hadn't smoked in a very long time.
Άστα αυτά.
Thank you, madam.
Αυτά αλλού. Γεια σου ρε μάνα.
Rum.
Από πού λείπει τώρα αυτό το έγγραφο. Το έγγραφο αυτό από πού λείπει.
Old navigation.
Έλα. Μα τι κάνουμε τώρα εδώ. Αυτό πρέπει να φτιάξουμε. Όχι, πίσω πρέπει να πάω μήπως. Σταυρό. Ανάλυση. Τι κάνουμε ανάλυση εδώ, για.
These are the suspect's belongings.
Εδώ γίνεται η ανάλυση. Πού είναι ρε. Όχι. Πώς κατά θα κάνω ανάλυση τώρα εδώ.
How is the investigation going, Mr. Holmes? Do you have any idea who the murderer is yet?
Ναι, πρέπει να...
Please escort this suspect for interrogation.
Πάλι. Α, οκ.
Tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what were you doing at Woodman's Lee?
Woodman's Lee? I've never been there.
Τι?
Never mind. Tell me, Mr. Hurtley, what were you doing at Woodman's Lee?
Woodman's Lee? I've never been there.
Άστα αυτά. Άστα αυτά.
The second pair of boots that you had with you when you were arrested perfectly match the footprints found near the cabin where Peter Carey was murdered.
Footprints? That's your proof? How many men have boots like mine? That doesn't make me a murderer.
Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
Άστα αυτά. Όχι ρε μαλάκα, όντως.
Now that your presence at Woodman's Lee has been proven, would you care to explain it?
I don't remember. What would I be doing there anyway?
Because you are the gardener at Woodman's Lee.
Σε γάμισε.
I'm not. How did...
Σε
I
γάμισε.
observed your hands. They told me that you work with the earth. Small fragments of plants snagged to your trousers indicate that you were mowing very recently. But the most obvious clue presented itself in the bird embroidered on your handkerchief. A crested tit, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, you got me. Yes, I am a gardener, and I went there to get my tools.
Σε γάμισε.
That's all for now.
What am I doing here? I've done nothing wrong.
Σταματάνε. Έχουμε κανένα στοιχείο. Όχι. Όχι.
How is the investigation going, Mr. Holmes? Do you have any...
Όχι, πρέπει να κάνω τώρα. Ωραίο. Canadian Pacific Railway. Πότε βρω τώρα αυτό. Ρε βοηθήστε ρε.
A new suspect, but this one refuses to talk. This case is more interesting than I first imagined. A new suspect, but this one refuses to talk. This case is more interesting than I first imagined.
My archive. I can always...
Έλα.
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed. This is where I keep my archive.
Όχι.
A map?
Πρέπει να πάω τώρα για δουλειά. Τι γίνεται, μπορώ να ξαναπάω εκεί πέρα. Μα πρέπει να βρω το πιτσιρικά. Όχι και κόντρι ρε μαλάκα, όχι κόντρι. Τι πρέπει να κάνει τώρα μόνο. Αμωτό. Πώς κατά είναι αυτά που θα φτιάξω τώρα.
My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
At your service, Mr. Holmes. Mr. Holmes?
Θα μου αφήσεις να κάνω δουλειά.
These are the suspects. A pen. These are the a handkerchief. A handkerchief with... I wonder if these are connected.
Oh.
No, that's not it. No, that's not... No, that's not it.
85 αυτό.
Now we have the proof that Nelligan's papers were indeed here. It seems that they have vanished, however.
Θα θα πω όλο τι λες. Κάτσε, έχουμε καλό στοιχείο. Καλό στοιχείο. Οπα. Δεν ταιριάζουν αυτά τώρα εδώ. Ω. Κάτι δεν πάει καλά. Τι φάση. Τι να κάνω τώρα, να το δώσω, να δώσω ότι το έχει κάνει αυτός. Τι παίζει τώρα, κάνει σωστή επιλογή.
I am now ready to present the guilty party.
So tell me, who killed Black Peter?
Όντως.
It was John Nelligan, Inspector.
I thought as much, but I failed to see his motive.
Revenge, Inspector. Black Peter possessed the bond certificates that had belonged to Nelligan's father, and young Nelligan wished to retrieve them.
Well then, I'll arrest this Nelligan. I don't fancy his chances of getting out of prison after this.
I will accompany you, Inspector.
Λέτε να κάναμε λάθος.
John Nelligan, it was you who killed Black Peter. You attempted to convince him to return the bond certificates, and you threatened to call the police. Peter Carey was drunk. He drew his knife. In panic, you took the harpoon and made your lucky throw in self-defense. Put that in your report, Lestrade.
No, I didn't kill anyone. You have it all wrong.
You better thank Mr. Holmes for saving your neck, Nelligan.
The case is resolved, Inspector. I shall return to Baker Street.
Very well, Mr. Holmes. Goodbye for now.
Φάση. Ελπίζω να ήταν το σωστό.
This trip to the countryside will be good for you, Holmes. As your friend and your doctor, I really do recommend that you give yourself a complete change of scene. Fresh air, brisk walks, bird watching, chopping wood.
Sounds intolerable. I mean, certainly it sounds delightful.
But you haven't yet told me who your friend is.
Λέτε να κάνω μαλακιά και να μην τον
He is
πιτσιρικάς.
a bee lover.
A bee lover? Do you mean that he keeps bees? That must be Mrs. Hudson, bringing the warm cloth that I requested.
There is someone to see you, Mr. Holmes.
I have no time. Send whoever it is away.
Yes, Holmes, I really think we ought to leave now.
Γιατί όμως να πει γριά ψέματα ότι δεν είχε κυπουρό? Δεν έχει λογική.
Mr. Holmes, perhaps you don't remember me. I'm Dr. Watson. We met at the Diogenes Club a few years ago. I documented our encounter in a short story I gave the title The Greek Interpreter.
Παύλο, τι λες
He
εσύ?
does remember you, Watson. My brother remembers everything, and that is why he is so valuable to the government.
We're about to depart for the train station.
I know.
You know?
Sherlock, I need your help. There are people who presently threaten both our country and the crown itself. You must help us with those methods of yours.
Need? Help? Those are not words I would readily associate with you, Mycroft.
I wrote you a letter, but you did not reply. And this is not about politics. It's about people. People similar to those whom you pretend to defend in your petty detective affairs.
Everything is about politics with you, Mycroft. I'm not interested. Have some of your agents, your spies, or worse, undertake this job of yours. You are defending your people, and they have little to do with the people I choose to help, I can assure you.
That is the point.
Λες να μην είναι
You
σωστό το case.
think exactly as they do.
Who are they?
The Merry Men. He is talking about the Merry Men, a band of idealistic terrorists.
Sherlock, do please think about it. They are planning something diabolical. Your country needs you.
You need me, Mycroft, and you are not the country. Although if your waistline expands very much further...
This is Hudson. Tea will not be necessary. Dr. Watson, the train conductor, Mr. Parker, is aware that you will be 7 minutes late. You are in the 4th car. The train will be waiting for you. Sherlock, enjoy your time in Staffordshire. And do, please, at least write to me on your return.
Κρατάει. Κρατάει ιστορικό. Ετοιμάζει βαλίτσες ο Watson.
Holmes, please call a cab while I pack my suitcase. We should be late for the train.
Από πού ρε φίλε θα καλέσω ταξί εγώ, για πες μου. Ρε με αυτή τη χοντρή, τι θα γίνει ρε μαλάκα. Έχει κανένα τηλέφωνο εδώ πουθενά.
My analysis table. It is useful for my work.
Εδώ ήταν να κάνω ανάλυση. Λέτε να κάναμε λάθος στην υπόθεση. Πού το τηλέφωνο μου λέει. Έχει τηλέφωνο. Φέρε ένα τηλέφωνο ρε μαλάκα. Φέρε ένα ταξί ρε μαλάκα.
Watson, I'll hold a cab for us. We leave in 5 minutes for the station.
Μία εβδομάδα αργότερα. Έχω την εντύπωση, παιδιά, ότι ο δολοφόνος ήταν ο κυπουρός και όχι ψυρικάς.
Since the station master told us that the train is about to arrive, we should not have to wait very much longer.
Yes, at last.
Attention! The train is arriving at the station. Please stand well away from the platform edge.
I'll take your bags and your blasted archive suitcase.
Μαλάκα, πόσα πράγματα πήρανε μαζί.
But, Holmes, the headlight. It's faded away.
Something is wrong. I can't hear any sound from the incoming train.
Excuse me, sir. Can you explain what has happened?
I don't know. It's as if the train vanished into thin air.
Holmes, say something.
Quick, fetch a lantern and let us take a look.
Τι παίχτηκε?
It's too dark. Only fog and rails, nothing else.
There is no use in stumbling around here at night. We will come back tomorrow.
Εξαφανίστηκε, λέει, το τρένο. Τι λέει, ρε μάνα.
Well, here we are again at Evesham Station. We have a full day ahead. Let us begin our investigation. First of all, let us examine the area where the train disappeared.
What should we do next, Holmes?
Λοιπόν, πού εξαφανίστηκε το τρένο? Ωραίο. Άντε πάλι. Τι είναι εδώ? Inspect the rails. Για να δούμε. Έλα μωρέ. Τι έγινε, αλλάξω κάμερα. Πήγε ρε. Γιατί εξαφανίστηκε?
First of all, let us examine the area where the train disappeared.
Τίποτα. Μου λέει να ψάξουμε τις γραμμές. Εδώ δεν έχει τίποτα.
Trains can't just vanish without leaving a trace. It isn't possible, is it, Holmes?
Δεν βλέπω κάτι περίεργο.
This is the place where we saw the train vanish last night.
Railway sleepers, nothing unusual. A discarded item, possibly thrown from the train. There are no tracks or footprints on the ground. Railway sleepers, nothing unusual. There are no tracks.
Φύγε ρε.
The rails have not been touched. There's nothing unusual here. There are no signs to indicate that the train ran off the track, nor are there any other traces. There is nothing whatsoever. There are no clues. But then, a negative result is also a result.
Oh, I see what you're getting at. No clues and you're smiling.
Yes, Watson, I do smile on occasion. This mystery appears very promising. This investigation won't be simple. We shall require a map of the region.
Perhaps the station master could lend us one.
Good morning. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson.
Yes, I remember you. I'm Station Master Everett. You were here last night. So, you are Mr. Holmes, the great detective. Will you be investigating what happened?
I shall indeed.
It is extraordinary that an entire train could disappear like that. And to think of all the poor people inside it, the passengers, the driver.
Ύπουλος μου φαίνεται αυτός.
I would be glad to have a detailed map of the local railway district.
But of course, please, take the one that's pinned inside the waiting hall.
Could you please give us any details about the train?
Well, there was nothing so very special about it. At least not that I can recall. My memory's not what it used to be. However, if you need it, you can have the train composition report. It's inside my office.
See you later, my good man.
Κάτι παίζει με αυτόν.
Railway post bags.
Πού είναι το γραφείο του τύπου? Φύγε ρε.
Holmes, how is it even possible?
Ρε, πού είναι το γραφείο του?
A telegraph. A telegraph.
A new telegram.
I think we should meet this Mr. Robinson. Here is the train set.
Αλλά τι παίζει με τα ακουστικά μου, πόνες στα αυτιά μου γάμιση. Ωραία. Κάτι άλλο έχει εδώ? Όχι, όχι.
The whole train just disappeared. It's unbelievable.
According to the train composition report, there was a special wagon. What does that entail?
That's a highly secure car, ordered by a private party. It is generally to carry something of value. Those wagons have iron walls, you know, without any windows, and they're fitted with a complex key lock.
That is important information. Do you know what was inside this particular wagon?
Certainly not. No, that's private. And it's not my responsibility to allot the wagons to whoever.
See you later, my good man.
Μας κάνει κομμαγιές, καταλαβες. Find out what's carried. Από πού?
Railway sleep. The rails have not... There are no tracks or...
Δεν πάει πιο κάτω. Φύγε ρε.
A discarded... Railway.
Δεν ταιριάζει τίποτα,
The entire train has disappeared.
Railway post bags.
Locate the map. Πού θα το βρω για το χάρτη? Νάτος.
This map will be useful.
Πού θα βρω τώρα? Τι κουβαλούσε εδώ?
Holmes, how is it even possible for a train to disappear?
Αυτός εκεί μπορώ να μιλήσω. Όχι. Όχι.
Was there anything exceptional about any of the passengers aboard the train?
What do you mean? Like officials? I wouldn't know. Oh, but now that you mention it, yes, there was something. There was a message from Bridlington station saying that the train had been delayed because of an issue with the passengers. What kind of problem that they didn't say?
That is interesting. You mentioned a problem at Bridlington station. I should like to visit this station. Could you mark it on the local map?
Of course. It's a suburban railway station. You might take a cab there.
See you later, my good man.
Για να δούμε. Κάνε στην άκρη έτσι εδώ, να.
Railway post bags.
This is an absolute scandal. It's always the same with these rail companies. No respect for the customer.
Να δούμε. Και αυτός παντρεμένος.
Please calm down, sir. What is your concern?
Concern? What is my concern? I'll tell you what my concern is. Last night I were on the train as usual with my colleague, heading home. Then along came this ridiculous ticket inspector, who started arguing that our tickets were invalid. He made us get off the train, and he was extremely rude about it.
Were you aboard the train that vanished last night?
Yes, I heard that it
Πώς γίνεται ρε
disappeared.
φίλε να
I don't care
εξαφανίσεις
because
και
we
το
would have stopped
τρένο?
before then anyway. Our tickets were valid and no doubt about it. And then, to top it...
Can you recall anything more specific about this fortunate group?
Well, yes. They were all foreigners. Spanish-looking toffs with snake eyes.
Snake eyes.
Goodbye, sir.
Πρέπει να βρω τι κουβαλούσε το τρένο.
Good day to you, sir.
Good day. To whom am I speaking?
My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is...
Are you a representative of this damned railway company? Because I have a complaint.
We are not from the railway company. We are...
Well, in that case, Mr. Shamrock Flomes, please excuse me, but I'm not in the mood for idle chit-chat at the moment.
Ο τύπος είναι χάλια. Δείτε εδώ. Heavy golden. Fancy shoes. Crocodile φοράει μάλακα.
You must be Mr. Robinson, is that correct?
Yes?
I am leading the investigation of the disappearing train. It would help if you could answer my questions.
Ah, well, all right. I have nothing to hide.
I presume it was you who placed the order for the special wagon.
Yes. It was to transport my valuable prototype safely to London. My prototype is a revolutionary device. It is capable of producing electricity. I'm a businessman and an engineer. I had already found several potential customers for my invention. But I was very optimistic about the directors' board who were travelling on the train last night.
Mr. Robinson, could you please clarify? Were you traveling alongside your prototype?
Yes, I was. But I had to step off the train. And all because of this stupid station master.
I received a telegram declaring that an important person, a Mr. Bromsby, wished to see you in the waiting room. I merely informed you of this.
Mr. Bromsby is a wealthy gentleman. His interest in my invention was truly unexpected. So yes, of course, I agreed to see him. Unfortunately, he wasn't there. I thought perhaps he might have been delayed, so I chose to wait a while. But despite my requests, the train left the station without me. Absolutely unacceptable.
The timetable is strict. We cannot wait any longer. The regulations require the train to be on time.
You are an idiot. You will pay for it. I will sue you.
You mentioned a director's board. Which company do they own?
The Chilean Barcazes Company. I had made an appointment with them. Now they are lost, along with the train and my prototype.
What do you know about the Barcazes Company?
It's a large South American company. They showed a great deal of interest in my prototype, and they seemed wealthy enough to do business with.
This revolutionary machine of yours, was it very valuable?
For God's sake, sir, it is priceless. It could change the world we live in, and yet I was selling it for almost nothing. I am a humanitarian. I do not know if I will ever be able to get over this disaster. I cannot believe that it disappeared with that damn train.
The ticket inspector forced all the passengers from the train except for the directors of the Barcazes Chilean company.
Έχουμε στοιχεία. Άρα πρέπει να βρω τι κουβαλούσε το βαγόνι.
The whole train just disappeared.
Πού είναι ο... Πού πήγε ο Τέιγας? Νάτος.
Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you?
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I am investigating the unfortunate disappearance of last night's train.
Ναι, ναι.
I see. I'm Station Master
Όπως μου πήγαινε για κυνήγι με αυτό.
My supervisor has not informed me about this. I do not know if...
Do not worry. I have only a few questions. Station Master Everett from Evesham told us that you reported a problem with some passengers last night.
Indeed. This train is a regular line for those who work at Nottingham. But yesterday, everyone was asked to get off the train here at my station. I've no idea why, and it delayed the train. But the worst of it is that now I have to deal with two furious passengers who are complaining about the company's service. They stayed here the whole night, but people do not usually pay much attention to the regulations, you see. There are very strict and clear rules. Paragraph 234 of Article 2G-43 states that in the event of a complaint, you must...
Yes, thank you. I understand.
Για να το τσεκάρουμε γι' αυτό. Καθαρά ρούχα. Οδηγίες.
Apart from the passengers disembarking, did you notice anything else that was unusual last night?
I did.
What was it?
Sorry, but I can't tell you. The station master's reports are confidential.
Confidential, you say? How long have you been working here?
I have worked here long enough to be quite capable of managing a railway station.
Let me speak frankly, Mr. Bertram. Your age and your lack of confidence in your position are quite apparent. You cannot deny that you have only recently completed your studies.
I was at the top of my class.
Listen here, young man. I am aware that you wish to protect yourself behind all these regulations, but I represent the law.
And you are obstructing the investigation of an important case. I would suggest that you cooperate with Mr. Holmes. Think of your career.
That is... Well, I'll tell you everything. First of all, I scolded the ticket inspector, for it was he who asked the passengers to leave the train. It was not his right to do so. He was very rude. And then, later on, I received a most peculiar telegram from my colleague at Chesterfield Station, the next stop along the line.
What did the telegram say?
Well, that was the peculiar thing. It was almost unreadable. It was full of errors and awfully vague. It was hard to understand if the train had correctly passed that station or not. You can read it for yourself.
We ought to visit Chesterfield Station. We need to confirm if the station master saw the train or not.
Πρέπει να πάμε. Τσέστερφιλ κάπνιζε ο Πίπας στη σιγάρα, θυμάσαι έτσι. Τι είναι αυτό?
This bin is full of...
A telegraph.
I had thought that all station masters knew the Morse code, but apparently not. How could he fall asleep at work like this? Excuse me, sir. Wake up! Ah, his breath. He must have swallowed half a distillery.
And that explains the how.
By his sleeping off the alcohol, you mean? Wake up, please, sir.
What? The 18-hour-72 train has arrived?
Good day to you. We are investigating the disappearance of last night's train, and we should like to ask you a few questions.
Κάτσε να κάνουμε μια χαρτογράφηση του χάλια εδώ βάζε, red nose. Άντε δεν με βρίσκει αυτό, στο Πρεζόλας ήταν αυτός, Καλάκος.
Were there any passengers who got off that particular train at your station last night?
No, nobody, it seems to be. Although I did not leave my office, so...
No doubt you were very busy.
You don't say. You can't ever get any peace around here. Now you have to send a telegram each time a train arrives and departs.
The station master Bertram from Bridlington showed me a strange telegram that he received from you last night. It concerned the train, but it was barely comprehensible.
What? He's a fastidious little twerp, that Bertram. I remember everything quite clearly. It was late, and I was tired, but I did my work. So what? There's no need to be so petty.
Λάθος.
The station master...
What? He's a fastidious little twerp, that Bertram. I remember everything quite clearly. It was late, and I was tired, but I did my work. So what? There's no need to be so petty.
Έλα.
The station...
What? He's a fastidious little twerp, that Bertram. I remember everything quite clearly. It was late, and I was tired, but I did my work. So what? There's no need to be so petty.
Έλα, μαλάκα. Ωραία λάθος είναι.
The station...
What? He's a fastidious little twerp, that Bertram. I remember everything quite clearly. It was late, and I was tired, but I did my work. So what? There's no need to be so petty.
You were not tired, you were inebriated. Tell me the truth now, or I shall not hesitate to document your state in my report.
My friend means that you will end up by being sacked from your position.
All right. So I was drunk. I don't remember all of yesterday, to be truthful to you. Please don't go harsh on me.
Holmes, this man has consumed a considerable amount of alcohol. He's not entirely helpless yet, but...
It will not be long before he is. Obviously, his testimony cannot be trusted.
Κάποια στοιχεία.
The whole train just disappeared. It's I had...
A fishing advertisement. Locked. There is no sense in asking the station master to open it. We shall have to pick the lock. These tools were used quite recently. They're still muddy. We should ask about them. Railway post bags. Bags were recently dragged here.
Oh.
French wine. A remarkable vintage. These bottles are too expensive for a station master's wage. They were likely taken from the parcels.
Shameful.
Παρότι μετέφερε αλκοόλ.
Holmes, how is it even possible for a train to disappear?
A handcar wheelbase. Interesting. It appears that elements of the same construction were scattered everywhere. Watson, please tell me, do you believe in magic?
Of course not, Holmes.
Then you are of the opinion that a train cannot simply disappear?
Well, we both know that that is obvious. Why are you asking such peculiar questions?
A little patience, Watson. You will understand my point quite soon. So, are you quite certain that you saw the train at Evesham Station?
Yes, of course. We saw it coming. The headlights, and heard the whistle.
But that is it. We didn't see the train itself.
But... Oh, Holmes, I'm a little confused.
I should use the appropriate object here. I should use the appropriate object here.
Wooden base. Πάνε ψεύτικο τρένο, ρε μαλάκα. Πού πάνε αυτά εδώ?
I should use the appropriate object here.
So, now here we have the fake train that we saw approaching Evesham Station last night.
Doesn't look much like a train to me.
Be patient, Watson, I haven't finished yet. Try using your imagination. Our train requires only a headlight and a steam whistle. We need to attach a headlight and a steam whistle. We need to attach a I need something long for the headlight to be.
Hello.
The long pole is now attached. The headlight is attached. The steam whistle is now connected.
Holmes, what can we do to make the steam whistle work?
It is elementary, my dear Watson. We shall need...
Holmes, what can we do to make the steam...
It is elementary, my dear Watson. We shall need a fire extinguisher.
Πυροσβεστήρα. Να δούμε πυροσβεστήρα. Πυροσβεστήρα.
The fire extinguisher. Now let us see what we have here. First of all, let us pump the pressure inside the extinguisher. First of all, let us... The steam whistle is ready to be used.
Πάρτο. Πάρτο.
Watson, I do believe that we have created an exact replica of the train that vanished in front of us last night. The criminal mind can be most inventive. I am somewhat in awe.
So such a thing is possible. If someone went to all the trouble of creating this fake train, then it was surely with the intention of stealing the real one.
Ah, Watson, you should not jump to conclusions. In fact, this does not tell us very much at all, except that the train did not evaporate into thin air.
Although you half suspected it.
Ah, at any rate, we now need to find where the real train might be hidden. I suggest we use my archives to find a more detailed map of our surroundings.
Well, I hope that justifies our having to load your massive archive suitcase onto the cab. It made us extremely unpopular with our driver.
Τέλο στοιχείο. Fake training. Άρα δεν υπάρχει τρένο. Οπότε είναι τα αρχεία. Πρέπει να πάω εδώ.
The whole train just disappeared. It's unbelievable.
Πού να το πω.
It's a scandal.
I will not move from here until I receive my refund.
The insurance policy for Robinson's machine. A significant sum.
Don't touch anything, please.
According to this document, you have insurance for your prototype.
Oh, thank God. Where did you find it?
Near the telegraph station.
I must have lost it when I tried to send a message, which I was prevented from doing.
I apologize for that, but regulations state that public access to the telegraph is strictly prohibited.
Upon my word, you keep on digging that hole of yours. You have no idea who I am.
I see that you kept your grip sack with you. Why don't you leave it in the luggage room?
I've had other things to think about. I lost my prototype. And this idiot station master just stands here doing nothing to help.
Oh, but...
Well, that won't do at all. Station master, I believe that the regulations state that any passenger luggage should be taken to the luggage room.
I'll do it right away, sir. Sorry, sir.
This Robinson is quite a character. We should learn more about him.
τώρα.
I will not move.
Railway post bags. This gripsack belongs to Mr. Robinson.
I think we should open it, Holmes. This is what they call force majeure.
Of course.
Yes. Θα ξεκινήσω αυτό όλα και τώρα. Κύκλωμα. Μαλάκα τι κύκλωμα. Δεν τύχει το κάνω.
Look, Watson, a bundle of contracts. Very suspicious. This... An exclusive sales contract. Yet another exclusive sales contract. Mr. Robinson is the seller. Yet another exclusive sales contract. Mr. Robinson is the seller. Mr. Robinson is the seller.
Because.
Yet another exclusive sales contract. Well, it is very clear that this Mr. Robinson received prepayments from various people for his machine.
I will not move from here until I receive my refund.
Όχι. 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 Τι φάση. Yeah.
The entire train has disappeared.
Τι άλλο πρέπει να κάνω τώρα. Πώς την έχει κάνει δουλειά.
Discard. Railway sleepers. Railway sleepers. Nothing unusual. Railway sleepers. The rails have not been...
δούμε τι γίνεται στο Chesterfield. Στο Chesterfield να δούμε τι γίνεται. Ανοίγεις αυτές. Δεν έχει κάτι εδώ. Ωραία. Το είδαμε αυτό. Κάτι άλλο. Κάτι άλλο δεν έχει εδώ. Αυτά τα είδαμε. Τα είδαμε αυτά. Πάλιες εδώ είναι.
You have quite a number of dirty tools lying around here.
Ah, yes. Well, thank you for reminding me. I should clean them. Although, might be easier to put them outside. Seems it might start raining soon.
I meant, what were they used for?
Some workers come here and borrowed them from me. They wanted to lift the edge of the railway to one of the stations on the line, so that the water wouldn't come in too close.
Who were these workers?
Ο ένας είναι ο σταθμάρχης.
But they was fine lads. They invited me to share a drink.
Τον μέτρησαν.
And whatever it was, it had a good to it.
Τον μέτρησαν για να περάσει το τρένο και να μην πάρει γραμμή.
They knew just what a man needed to brighten up his dull evening.
Άρα την ώρα που τον μέτρησαν τον τύπο
Now, will I ever get any...
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
Yeah.
I had thought...
Workers. Φύγε ρε. Κοίτα εδώ. Τι ψάχνω τώρα.
French wine. Railway post bags.
This bin is full of empty bottles.
Πρέπει να πάω πίσω μου φαίνεται. Εδώ.
The entire train has disappeared. It's a disaster.
Τι άλλο πρέπει να βρω τώρα. Πρέπει να δω ποιοι ήταν οι εργάτες. Examine the Robinson Lager to family.
I will not move from here until I
It's a scandal! An absolute outrage!
Don't touch anything, please.
Τι άλλο έχει ρε φίλε.
Railway post bags.
Εδώ. Φίλε τι πας. Πάει εδώ. Τι άλλο έχει να ψάξουμε μόνο. Αυτοί είναι οι εργάτες. Τίποτα. Κάτι μου διαφεύγει.
I will not move from here until I...
It's a scandal.
Στοιχεία έχω. Τι είναι τώρα αυτό. Καμιά ιδέα, Παύλο?
Will I ever get any peace?
A fake train. Ha!
Δεν μπορώ να καταλάβω, δεν ξέρω τι μου ξεφεύγει.
I'm always...
Δεν βγάζω άκρη. Δεν μου εμφανίζει και κάτι εδώ πέρα. Μίτσις εδώ. Τίποτα.
Now we have two maps. We must combine them properly.
Άντε ρε φίλε, επιτέλους. Πρέπει να ενώσουμε τους χάρτες. Πώς θα τους ενώσουμε τους χάρτες? Πώς είναι? Τι να ενώσω τώρα? Αυτό είναι εδώ. Εκεί. Είναι μια στιγμή. Κάτω αριστερά. Η Γεωργία ακόμα παρακολουθεί, να ξέρεις. Κάτω αριστερά. Πού ρε στείλε κάτω αριστερά? Το έχω καταλάβει τώρα, πρέπει να ενώσω αριστερά στη μέση.
Here it is. There is a side branch to the railway. Its first switch is located between Bridlington and Chesterfield stations. There is one more station to be visited. It is located between Chesterfield and Evesham, and there should be a side railway to the nearby quarry. There is a small section of a railway at the end of Evesham station.
Έχουμε στοιχείο. Εμφανίστηκε σταθμός ξαφνικά. Λοιπόν, examine the railway link. Πρέπει άλλα στοιχεία εδώ. Δεν πιάνω. Όχι, θα το πατήσω. Και από το πατήσω. Τι γίνεται τώρα? Πήγε από τη μέση μόνο. Τι έχουν κάνει μάλλον?
This road should go in the same direction as the railway.
Examine the side remote branch. Πάμε πια τώρα.
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
Side railway, αυτό είναι. Όχι. Εδώ, πούστε.
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is Dr. John Watson. We are investigating the case of the vanished train.
Is that so? Well, good day, gentlemen. I am Mr. Duff, the station.
Did any passengers leave or board the train last night?
No. I saw no one as usual. I report.
Goodbye, sir.
Holmes, look. There's a flooded area over here.
I believe that the flooded area might be worth checking.
Come on.
A funny character. He looks anxious.
And he is not an Englishman. This scent is familiar to me, but in order to recognize it, I must combine my associations into one picture.
Aromatic associations.
A greenish-brown cigar with a strong aroma, a hint of peppermint. Ricardo.
You already know the name of this man? Holmes, you amaze me.
No, Watson, I refer to the cigar. It is a Ricardo Tarrant, a Mexican cigar of an excellent quality.
That's right.
This ashtray is full of ash and cigar stubs. Apparently, there was a conflict between the Mexicans and the Chileans. A greenish-brown cigar with a strong aroma, a hint of peppermint. These ashes and cigar stubs are similar to the one that we found on the floor. Some of the stubs were recently smoked. There are others that appear...
That means that the fellow spent several days here. Judging by his clothes, he's hardly a traveller or a tramp.
Well concluded, my dear fellow. A man who smoked the Ricardo brand of Mexican cigar spent several long days at Doncaster Station. A greenish-brown... These ash...
That means that...
Well... This ashtray is...
Hello. Perdón.
There was a gentleman of Mexican origin, I believe, in the waiting room. Did you notice him?
What? A Mexican? Here in the back of beyond? Are you quite sure about that?
It appears that you may be at risk of some flooding along the line here.
You mean that the whole bloody lake is at our feet?
Quite so. But it is strange, because according to my map, there should be a quarry here, and behind that, the lake.
How should I know? I only arrived here a few months ago.
And where did you work before that?
I was working in Nottingham, but I asked for a quieter place, so they transferred me here. Life is cheaper. I can't really complain.
Goodbye, sir. It is obvious that we cannot inspect the quarry. Instead, we can check the beach area around the flooded lake.
Τι να ψάξω εδώ. Δεν έχει κάτι άλλο εδώ.
Here we are at the beach that is located near the quarry and Doncaster station. It doesn't look like a... These traces were made by a carriage. Look. The vehicle pressed this stone into the ground. It would have been quite heavy. Nothing interesting here. Nothing interesting. Nothing interesting here. Nothing. Nothing. Nothing interesting. Nothing interesting here. Nothing interesting. Nothing. Nothing interesting.
Μας κοροϊδεύει.
Nothing in.
Μας κοροϊδεύει, ρε μαλακής.
Nothing interesting here. Nothing interesting here. Nothing interesting here. Nothing interesting here. Nothing. Nothing interesting here.
Πού σκατά πάει τώρα αυτό.
Nothing interesting here. Nothing interesting here.
Πάμε, παιδιά, νομίζω ότι κουράστηκα. Θέλω να κλείσουμε. Ευχαριστώ για την παρέα. Σας κάνω ανοιχτό. Και τα λέμε next time. Καλό βράδυ, bye.